Hey, what's up, YouTube? I wanted to start this tutorial on the servers tab because there was a couple things that I wanted to explain before we jumped in the game. Now, this could be a little daunting to a lot of people just starting out, so I wanted to go over it real quick. There are the official servers, community, and modded, and right now there's not a whole lot because they're going through updates right now, but there's usually a lot more than this. But basically you have the official servers, which are the basic bare bones official Rust servers. There's nothing extra, nothing less. This is how Rust originally came. And they get all the good updates and all the server wipes and everything. There's nothing added on to like the community and modded ones are. And there's two different types. There's the procedural, and there's Happis Island, which, yeah, right there. Basically, the procedural maps are the ones that change every so often. They don't change every wipe or every update. They usually change like once or twice a month. Basically, they alter the terrain. They change up the biomes, make it different than it was previous. So nothing's ever the same on those. Happis Island is the exact opposite. They still get the same updates and the server wipes, but for the most part, the terrain stays pretty static. Community-based servers are made and ran by the community, people just like you and me. They're not really paid to do these. They're not really a part of the official team. But most of the servers are pretty close to the official servers. The main difference between these is, like right here, they don't have any wipes, or this one's noob friendly. This one has active admins. They might add a couple of fairly simple mods, but for the most part, they just have their own little twist on the official servers. These are great if you want to maybe have a little bit more active community on your server, or if you want maybe a PvE server so you don't have to worry about fighting and killing other players. If you just want to be creative and build, you could do that. Definitely a viable option. The modded are very similar to the community, and like I said, there's usually a ton more, but they're all going through updates now because there was just an update released on Steam. The modded are just like the community, but they go a little above and beyond on the mods. They add a crap ton of mods, like for example, they'll add like right here, optional PvP, or they'll do like 15 times the gather resources, or insta build, or they'll even add go as far as adding like new armor and weapons and things like that. So there's so much to do on this game. Not just the official servers, but there's thousands of different servers to try. Not the greatest example right here because they're going through updates, but there are so many good, very great modded and community-based servers. So if you're confused about like, well, which should I do? Basically, if you want the original Rust feel, I would go to the official servers. If you want a more like close-knit community-based where everybody pretty much gets along with each other and there's not a whole lot of fighting and bickering, the community-based servers are great. I will say that like on the official servers, there's not active admins, so if someone's talking about like, or they're really trolling, I mean not just like trolling, but really acting like an ass and just talking a lot of crap and stuff, they are free to do so. Community-based servers, they usually have rules against that crap. So if someone starts acting up or out of line, they get banned and they get kicked. So community-based servers, a very good option. Modded servers as well. If you kind of get bored with playing some of the official type of servers and you want a little bit extra, modded servers are definitely the way to go. I've actually personally thought about trying a modded server myself because some of them have, and they're taking forever to get back up for that update. Some of them have ranks and leveling systems. So, but yeah, that's the gist of the server tab. We're gonna hop on a server that has a 0 population. I'm just gonna show you guys like like the title of the video suggests, I'm going to show you like basic how to get started, simple mechanics, and yeah, we'll jump right in there. Alright, so we just jumped on a server with hardly any population. The first thing that I want to encourage you guys to look at is press F2, and it'll bring up all of your graphics settings, or at least all the ones that they allow you to alter. You guys can adjust this as you see fit, depending on your hardware, to try to get the most out of your FPS. This last update really helped the smoothness and optimization of the game, but you can go a little bit step further and, you know, adjust draw distance and stuff like that. There are three options that I really want to touch base with you guys on. There's the graphics quality, the grass quality, and the draw distance. Now, the draw distance, it doesn't really seem to have much of a make much of a difference for the most part, but movable objects like animals, players, and the airplanes that make the airdrops, those are all affected by draw distance. So if you can, I would make those, I would make the draw distance as high as you possibly can to be able to see those from far away. Another thing is grass quality, and the main reason why I mentioned this one, it's not so much for the FPS or anything. It's mainly, well, for the fact that you can't see anything on the ground. And we're about to get into an area over here. There should be an area over here. Obviously, there's not any grass on the beach, but here, we can use this area. Some areas are a lot worse than this. The grass looks really good, right? But unfortunately, if, say, you accidentally drop something, you can hardly see it in the grass. And if you kill a deer, or I don't know, you drop something accidentally, or a player is trying to sneak up on you, it's really hard to see them. So I suggest just turning the grass quality down. That way you can just see your item, pick it up. You don't have to sit there fumbling for it. Another thing too is the graphics quality. Now, shadows don't really have their own setting. They kind of just mix with the graphics quality option right here. I usually like playing on 3 just because of the huge FPS boost. But honestly, it really doesn't decrease much going to 5. And it looks really good. And it really clears out the shadows and really crisps up the lines. I mean, they look really good. I'm really actually pretty surprised. So it's up to you. But in case you're wondering why your shadows look so shaky, just increase the graphics quality. But yeah, that's pretty much all on that. I think I might actually hop on a server where I have more daylight, so I can show you guys more of the resource gathering and whatnot. So I'll be right back. Alright, so this server has a lot more daylight to work with. The nights do get really dark, so I kind of want to show you guys most of the stuff on a on a more lighted time of day. So basically, the controls are as follows. You got the WASD, spacebar to jump, control to crouch, alt to look behind you. You can also hold down shift to sprint. And you can press tab and it'll open up your menu. You got your little character, he's got his own equipment slots and whatnot. You got your inventory, you got your hotbar, and then you got your blueprints. Blueprints is kind of like the game's way of leveling. You find blueprints throughout the game world, and you can learn them, like different traps or different weapons, or things of that nature, or even armor and things like that. So, and they carry on even after death. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. I really like that aspect of the game. When you start, really isn't any kind of specific direction you could go. You can make a spear and just start killing other players and taking their stuff. You can gather resources and start working on a building. Or you can go around and look for blueprints. But for now, we're going to go ahead and gather up some wood and make a spear so we can hunt animals. So you just equip your rock and have at it at a tree. Yeah. This is the main way to gather wood. Normally I don't really make a spear when I first start, but I kind of want to show you guys how to hunt. Most animals, they're really too quick for a melee weapon. The only animal that you can really get with a melee weapon is a boar, because they're really slow. But while we're doing this, I'll kind of explain to you the three main resource gathering, how do you say, just the three main resources, I guess you could say. You have trees, which you just saw there, you gather wood. You use wood for most of your stuff. You also have stones, which we're going to try to find here pretty quick, I hope. Stones contain your metal ore, sulfur ore, and stone, which you use to upgrade buildings and make tools and things like that. And then you also got animals, like the horse, deer, boar, chicken, wolf, bear, etc. Those will contain your cloth, animal fat, bone fragments, and food. You don't really have to worry about animals right off the bat. Your food and water levels go down pretty slow. You're good for a few hours, definitely. Another thing to note are these barrels. You can actually destroy these barrels, and they contain pretty good loot sometimes, like these. We got ourselves a shirt and a campfire, which is going to save us some time. Here's another barrel. I'm hoping to get a blueprint so I can show you guys. Oh, some gloves. Nice. Another torch. We don't really need a torch. The torches do help you see better at night, but it's kind of a gag. Other players just... A lot of players on PvP servers kill on sight, so they... Basically, a torch is like a beacon for them to shoot at you. Like a target. So, I recommend just kind of dealing with the night without the torch. Alright, so we got a bow. Nice. Alright, so here is one of the rocks that you can mine. They're about waist high. They usually have a kind of a glossy feel to them, but this one doesn't really. But you just hit it and you get sulfur ore, metal ore, and stones. So far I'm not getting any stones. There we go. Barely. Wow, that's a lot of metal ore. That's a lot of metal ore. Wow. But in order to make our stone hatchet, which will allow us to make or harvest trees faster, and then the pickaxe will allow us to get rocks faster, we need stone. I'm gonna try not to edit it too much because I want to show you guys how it is. You know, it is kind of slow and tedious, and nighttime's coming pretty quick. So, all right, there's some more stone. Thank God. I want to at least make one tool to show you guys how much faster it is. All right, so we just need to get some wood. So I got one queued up. Takes 2 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and gather up some more wood here. I also picked up anti-radiation pills. There are rad towns, they call them. They'll basically abandoned buildings affected by radiation. You get too close and you start taking radiation damage. These basically lower the radiation levels. You can also find clothing. They're called hazmats. You have like the shoe, pant, shirt, glove, and helmet versions of those, which also lower the amount of radiation that you can get. Just gathering up some wood because we'll need it here in a little bit. But yeah, pretty much any tree, even these small ones over here, you can gather wood from them too. It's just not as fast. It's only 5 at a time, whereas these are 10. Let's see, still got 45 seconds. Alright, so we're going to get this boar over here. Use our spear. Boars are the slowest animals. Everything else can outrun you pretty quick. So these guys... Hell yeah. You just smash into a bloody pulp. Alright. We're going to try to get a little bit higher ground here because it is getting dark. No reason for it, it's really hard to see. Alright, this is a pretty good area to get set up in. Alright, so I got my hatchet. I'll show you guys real quick how much faster it is. The durability is also a lot better than the rock. So a lot faster on getting that wood. It's twice as fast and gives you twice as much materials. Alright, so we got a pretty good amount of wood. I'll show you guys the next step, I guess you could say. Well, my personal step is making a small hut to start putting some loot in. And to kind of have a base of operations, so to speak. So in order to do this, you're going to go to your resource tab and make 1 paper. You're going to eventually make this building plan with that paper, and the building plan allows you to build structures. Your foundation, your walls, your roof, your doors, etc. You only need 1 of them, and it allows you to do just about everything, as long as you got the materials. Doesn't take too long there. Go ahead and gather up some more wood. Alright, just a little bit more. Alright, so with this, when you scroll to it, you'll get this weird foundation. It's kind of confusing, confused the hell out of me. Basically what you do is once you got it selected and you see this foundation, this blue-red thing, you want to right-click. It'll give you this wheel of all the different things you can make. Walls, doorways, windows, stairs, all this crap. Now, the basic foundation, as you can see, is what you use to build off of. For example, you can't make a wall by itself. You can't make a floor by itself. You have to have a foundation. So go ahead and make a foundation. We're just going to make a little 1x1 house just to keep it simple. And we're going to make a doorway. And some walls. And a little window. And a roof. Voila! Pretty much have like a little hut. Also make some foundation steps so we can just hold on, it's kind of, there you go. So you can just go up and down so you don't have to jump into the door. And then we'll make a door. And we'll go ahead and lay down this campfire. And in case you don't find a campfire right off the bat, you just go to your items and hit campfire. It's only 100 wood. And it takes a minute. So also, if you click on something accidentally, you can cancel it by right click and it'll give you all your materials back. Go ahead and lay down the campfire. Close the door. It's starting to look kind of homey. So, in order to use the campfire, you use the campfire to cook your food. If you eat raw wolf meat, your health will start going down. And by the way, all the meat in the game is called raw wolf meat. It's a running gag. They keep it the same because it's I really don't know. You just get used to it after a while. You kill a chicken, you get wolf meat. A horse, wolf meat. I don't know why. But what you do is you'll hold down E and go to open. And you'll automatically have wood in it when you lay it down. So you just want to drag and drop the meat into the little inventory here. Exit or tab out. And then press E again. And you'll start the fire. And it'll be cooking. You want to make sure you don't get too close to the fire. If you do, your health will start going down, as you can see there. If you get pretty reasonably close, you'll see your comfort level goes up. Your comfort level basically goes hand in hand with your food levels. If you have over I think it's over 100 food, and your comfort level starts going up, you will heal over time. At the cost of some food. You'll see your health levels kind of go up and your food levels kind of go down. And your comfort level will go up higher if... I'm not really sure how to make your comfort level higher. I think it's if your food level's higher, then your comfort level will go up higher. But don't quote me on that. That's just speculation. I'm sure someone in the comments will probably correct me. And I hope so, because I know I'm totally wrong about that. You want to check it quite often, because if you leave your cooked meat in there too long, it will eventually burn, and it becomes, you can't eat it. Another thing to do, a little trick that I learned, is if you open it up, you can actually split items. You see this little split meter. I'll use this as an example. It automatically goes half, but you can adjust it to wherever you want. So if you want 38, you can do 38, etc. You can also right and hold, click and right, click and hold, right click, and you can drag and drop one. It has its purposes. It seems kind of stupid at first, but like for this example that we're using, it's going to work awesome. Basically, the cooked food doesn't have anywhere to go in the inventory. So what will happen is it will pop out. You'll see it come out as a bag when it gets cooked. Just give it a second. This is really great for keeping food from basically getting overcooked. It just pops right out. Like that. So yeah, it's definitely useful, because I tend to forget my food's cooking in there. So, but yeah, that's how you cook food, and you can leave it lit, get you some light, and then you eat it, and it heals a little bit, and then now notice our health is going up, and our food is going down. because our food is up and our comfort level is up, so we will heal over time at the cost of some food. So you really just need to eat one, and then you'll pretty much auto-heal for the most part. So while we're healing, I want to show you guys how to upgrade walls, and you want to do this pretty quick, especially on a PvP server. In order to upgrade your door, your walls, your foundation, etc., you want to go to your tools and create a hammer. The reason why I say you need to do this pretty quick is twigs can be destroyed very, very easily. Basically, I could just take my spear and destroy it in 2 hits. So a player could just come over here and destroy all your shit within seconds. And your foundation, I'm not going to do it now, but if you destroy your foundation, all your walls connecting to that foundation, unless they're connected to another foundation, will fall down. So you really have to be careful. Upgrading is pretty simple. You just equip your hammer, and you see it will highlight whatever you want to upgrade by a yellowish greenish tint. You want to upgrade your foundation first. That's going to be the most important thing. Your walls mean nothing if your foundation sucks. So you want to highlight your foundation, right click and hold, and you'll get some options here. You can upgrade it to wood, which is basically reinforced. You can upgrade it to stone. You upgrade it to sheet metal and armored. Basically, wood is pretty good for what it costs. It only costs 200 wood, and it gives your structure 250 health instead of 5. So if I sit there and spear it, it's gonna take a long time to destroy it. Stone is slightly better. It has 500. And it's really hard to destroy. If you got a stone structure, you're doing pretty darn good. Unfortunately, it's really hard, or sometimes it's kind of difficult to come by a lot of stone. So, like right out here, I have a lot of trees. I can upgrade all this to wood pretty quick. That's better than twig. So, you gotta do what you gotta do. Sheet metal requires metal fragments, which I'll touch base on it in a more advanced video. And armored takes stone, wood, and metal fragments. So, and that's the top tier. That's the best you can get, and it's got 1,000 durability. So it's really pretty strong. So yeah, basically this is how you upgrade your building. I'll show you a couple more things that are really useful. Once you get everything upgraded, you want to keep players from being able to come in through your house. So what you want to do there is you want to go to your construction tab and make a lock. Now locks do have their disadvantages. There is one in the game that's a little bit better called a code lock, which basically you just enter a code to be able to unlock and lock your door. A regular lock uses the key, which it has its weaknesses, because if you don't have a key, you cannot get in. So if you die and you only have one key on you and they take your key, you're pretty much screwed. But as long as you have a key, you're good to go. And I'll show you a couple of ways to hide and store away keys. But first, I'm going to get some wood, just in case we need some. My humble little home. There's really nothing out in the darkness that can get you, other than other players and the temperature. If you're in a desert at night, you'll get too cold. If you jump in water at night, you'll get too cold. And if you're on snowy mountains or anywhere there is snow, you'll get too cold, and your health will gradually go down. Alright, so we got our lock. You want to put it on your hotkey bar, scroll to it, and go to your door, and you'll see like this little blue outline. You just left click, and there's your lock. So in order to create a key, you just hold down your use button, which is E, and create a key. It'll say door key +1, and you got yourself a key, so you can unlock it at will. You don't actually have to do that in order to open the door. You could just hit the door and open it, just like that. If for whatever reason you lose your key, or if you drop it, or a player steals it from you when you're down or wounded, you can't open your door and you can't do anything. So you have to have a key. The great thing about door locks is you can make multiple keys. So we're gonna have a total of 3 keys here. I'm gonna show you a little trick that I learned. Thankfully, you start off by being able to make a small storage box. So we're gonna make 2 of those. Oh, this is a perfect opportunity. There's an airplane. Airplanes drop what are called airdrops, and there's these little parachute packs. I'm really hoping it drops one so we can see it. You'll see these on most servers. Basically, you have the option. I mean, you don't have to, and it's actually kind of dangerous, but they'll drop these little supply airdrops, and they just drop slowly to the ground. You can actually go over there and once they land on the ground, pick them up, and they usually contain some pretty good loot. But like I said, it's really dangerous, and if you're just starting out, I actually don't recommend you doing that just yet. But, feel free to do whatever you want. That's the beauty of the game. Alright, so we have some chests here. So, how do you keep from losing your one and only key? Well, there's a couple of ways. This way, it's worked pretty well for me in the past. You can actually place items inside the bush here. And you can't see that. I mean, you won't be able to see it unless you're inside that bush. I mean, look at that. It's pretty well hidden. You can open it up and just click and drop a key in there, and you're good to go. If for whatever reason you die, you can always get back in your house. Another thing, too, is keeping one in your campfire. It's a pretty viable option. A reason for that is, and I'll get into that in just a little bit. Or you can place a box, which we need a box. Oops. In here anyway, so we can keep some of our stuff. Place a key in there. Voila. So we're pretty good. The next thing I was going to talk about, it kind of pertains to this key in this inside the box deal. In order to respawn at the same location every time, you notice you respawn kind of randomly on the beach. You want to create a sleeping bag, and we're going to need some more cloth for that. So I might go out there and kill an animal real fast with my bow, which I'm going to go here to ammunition and make a few arrows, because I really want to show you guys the sleeping bag mechanic. I got actually pretty lucky that I found this bow, because bows require cloth themselves. 50 cloth, that's quite a bit. So, in order to get cloth from animals, you have to kill chickens or boars with a spear, because they're slow and stupid animals. Horses and deer and things like that are really hard to kill because they're fast and they're really quick. So we got a couple arrows. So you basically just equip the bow, right click to load an arrow, and hold down right click, and I missed. Voila. And just hit that horse. It's really brutal, but it's survival. Oh shit. It's survival. Oh yay, he clipped through that. Alright, so that didn't work out too well. That horse was pretty elusive. Don't worry, we'll find another animal here. Oh, nice. I got a salvaged axe. It's a BP too. I'll show you guys this real fast as well. This is our this is a BP. You'll see it by that little blue paper thing. These aren't the actual item. You gotta kind of pretend like this is a piece of paper that you find to make something, a blueprint. Basically, what you can do here is study the blueprint, and now you can make that item. It's pretty high cost. It's 250 metal fragments, but now you can make it. That's kind of like the game's like leveling system that I was talking about earlier. So, yeah, definitely pretty cool. All right, so we got plenty of animals to pick. Hopefully, I can get 1 or 2 of them. Horses are the biggest pain. Oh, come on! No! Okay, I'm not very good at the bow. I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Oh my goodness. Oh, horse. Oh, you ass! You asshole! We're going to get it eventually, guys. I promise. The one good thing about animals is they do bleed after being hit, so they will eventually die. And you can chase them for a ways. Oh, sweet. He's right there. I thought you were going to run... Ah, finally! God! You want to be sure you have like an axe or something. You can't use your hammer to gather resources, or you can't use your spear. You have to have something that kind of chops it up, so... Okay, so... This horse is glitched out. We can't gather anything from it, so... We have to look for something else. Yay! I'm sorry, this is taking a lot longer than it needs to be. There's just a couple more things I gotta show you guys. I swear I'm usually a lot better with the bow. For some reason it's just... See if we can find some more blueprints. Oh, sweet. Oh, an apple. Nice. Apples heal. Oh, we're in luck. We are in luck. There is a bear. Now, bears are fairly difficult to kill, but they come straight at you, so they're easy to kill. Please don't glitch out on me. Okay. Yeah, bears give a lot of resources, as you can see on the bottom right there. Alright. So now we have enough to make a sleeping bag. No, we don't. We need wood. Yeah, so you wanna fight bears. If you find a bear, you wanna kill it, because cloth is a very valuable resource and they carry a lot of cloth. We already have 77, so we're gonna make a sleeping bag. We're also gonna gather up some more wood for the other thing I wanna show you guys about before I end the video. I'm sorry the video is so long. I'm really hoping you guys get something out of it. When I first started Rust, I was so lost. And I wasted countless hours just figuring all this crap out. And I don't want you guys to waste any time. I want you guys to just get in and have fun and yeah. So... a little bit more. Alright, so I'm also going to make a tool cupboard right here in your construction tab, and I'll tell you what that does here in a little bit. Alright, so we're going to go back to our little hut over here. If we can find it. I'm pretty sure it's over here. Going to equip our sleeping bag. So your sleeping bag is basically, like I was saying earlier, basically it allows you to respawn wherever you put the sleeping bag. So instead of respawning back on the beach and trying to find your house again, you can respawn here every time you die. Very useful feature. So we're going to place it right here. And you also have the option to give it to a friend. Just whoever you meet in game. Which we're not going to do that. We're going to keep it for ourselves. And you can also rename it. So yeah, so every time I die, for example, I'll kill myself here. Whoops. And that's another thing too, if you guys ever want to commit suicide for whatever reason, you can just press F1, go to console system, type in kill, wait a couple seconds, then type in kill again, and you'll commit suicide. So now we can either respawn randomly on the beach somewhere, or we can go to Mutant Dylan's bag. And voila, we're in our house, yay! And then we can just take the key out right here, open the door, put the key back, and loot our body. Awesome, right? Pretty cool feature. Oh, and then we have another rock, yay! So yeah, there's lots of reasons to commit suicide if you get stuck somewhere, or whoops, or a player kills you and just leaves you wounded and you're just sitting there bleeding out. You can just quicken the pace and kill yourself. I also I shouldn't have done that because I had my cupboard making queued up. That's another thing too, is if you die and you have something queued up, it just disappears. You don't get the resources back. So we gotta get some more wood here to show you the final tidbit in this basic tutorial here. And I'm not trying to say this is all you guys need to know to survive Rust. This is just the basic bare bones, starting guide. You guys, if you just want to watch this because you're having trouble getting started, or you want to, you're downloading the game right now or thinking about buying it, you want to have a head start, this is, yeah, I hope this really helps you guys out. Get 1,000 wood. Make that tool covered. Alright. While that's making, I'm gonna freaking kill this horse. Oh! Woo! Look at that. Look at that. Also, that glitch with the horse earlier, that it wouldn't give me anything after hitting it. Usually if you exit out of the game completely, it'll fix it most of the time. It's just an alpha glitch. I mean, it's just something you have to deal with from time to time. I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade my house a little bit more. I got another better dude for this cupboard making, so. Another thing too is there is guns in the game. They're fairly hard to acquire if you're a new player. I got mine actually pretty lucky. I killed a couple of players with a spear that had guns. Don't ask me how I did it, but I did it, and I got a couple of guns, and I researched them, and I got the AK. So, in another video, I'll show you guys about researching and all that good stuff, and making furnaces and things like that, if you guys want that sort of thing. If this video does pretty well and a lot of people find it useful, I will make more advanced videos. If it just helps one person out, just one person, then I'll be happy. Alright, so we still got 10 seconds. I'm going to show you something else too. This window right here, you can actually jump through it. A lot of people think you can't, but you can. Other players can jump through it. So there are... I don't know if I can do it at this height, but... yeah, there we go. So players can jump in and get your stuff. So something you could do is you can make window bars, put that up there. They're automatically wood, so they got 250. So pretty good. Alright, so we got a cupboard. And I think I want to expand my house a little bit. I think I'm ready to expand the house. So what we can do is destroy this wall. Make another foundation. And make some more walls there. I'm going to place this cupboard in here. Now, the cupboard is very, very important, okay? Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry, I was holding in that for so long. Basically, the cupboard is your authorization item. Notice it says building block now. I can no longer build any items. Building is blocked, so I have to authorize myself. This is very important because other players can no longer build a certain radius, and it's actually a pretty far radius. Obviously, I mean, it's pretty obvious why you wouldn't want players to build around your stuff. You know, they could just come in your house and build a wall around your sleeping bag, so every time you respawn, you can't get out. Or they can build up and just get on top of your house and drop in if you don't have a roof. You know, just there's a lot of reasons why you wouldn't want players to build around your house. But now you're pretty much safe. So what you want to do now is just finish upgrading your floors. Make them pretty sturdy, your walls. Don't have enough wood, but yeah, just finish upgrading your foundation, your walls and everything. Make sure it's safe. Maybe put in a couple of roofs. And you got yourself a house. Look at that. Beautiful. There we go. This is the basic gameplay tutorial, how to get started, how not to be a total newbie scrub on this game. Be sure to leave a like if you guys dig this, because I really want to do more videos, and I might just do them anyways, even if people don't find this useful. I'm sorry there was a lot of like rambling, and I didn't really edit much. I just wanted to show you guys, like, you know, how it is without edits. I didn't want you guys to get confused. This is just, yeah, this is Rust. But I'll catch you guys on the flip.